Alright, and welcome back to another hacking tutorial from Stealth Data 0. In this video I'm going to show you a little script that I wrote in Batch. It may not seem like Batch is an important language to learn, but if you're going to be doing hacking, the languages I would suggest learning are HTML, Python, Batch, and JavaScript, and then of course move on to other languages from there. But Batch is very important because it allows you to execute things on Windows and automate tasks. So I just wrote a little basic Batch pop-up. Also another good one is VBS, and it will make a more realistic looking pop-up. But these do look pretty good, and I'll show you what they look like and how they work. And they are used after you get a Meterpreter shell. So you place this batch file on the target via a Meterpreter shell and run it, and then you'll be able to gain passwords that way, and I'll show you exactly how that works. We will be getting into coding videos because I do not want to create a bunch of script kiddies and just show you all the cool tools, because real pen testers do use tools, do use Armitage, they use everything that is on Kali Linux and Parado-S or whatever the case may be, but they also know how to program and create these tools, and that's where these tools are coming from. Great pen testers that are out there doing their thing. So without any more talking and explaining, let's get down to doing this. So basically I started up Metasploit already. I explained that we have to do this through a Meterpreter shell. So I'm going to start a multi-handler and place a payload on a target Windows XP box that I created. I also started my Apache server. As you can see, service Apache to start, service PostgreSQL for Metasploit, and then MSF console to start Metasploit. Alright. So I'm going to open up the internet on the target box. Navigate to my Apache server with my internal IP address. And we've done this on our previous videos. If you're new to us, that's why I'm explaining it, but if you've been following the channel, you guys know this already. So I'm going to take one of my payloads that I've created using Metasploit and just simply run it. I need to turn my multi-handler on and simply run the payload to gain a Meterpreter shell. Now we've done this in our previous videos before. Now this is what's going to be different. Okay, so this is the code for the pop-up. Now this is written in Batch, so you need to save it in as a .bat file. And I suggest coding it on Windows and then moving it to your Kali Linux box. Now you do not have to do this. But I have done this, and that's why you see these weird symbols here. These are actually quotations. So when you see these symbols, just replace it with one of these guys. Hold on. A double quote like that. So just put that in place of these symbols right here. I don't know why this happens, but when I move the program directly from coding it in Windows and then putting it on your USB stick and pulling it onto copying and saving the file over to Linux, that's how it pops up in the text editor. So those are quotations. Again, it's just that mark right down here, this one, so just replace that with this. Okay, so here is the code. So you please use the pause button so I don't have to sit here and go over the code, but it's just echo off, title error, please log back into Facebook. the color is 09. This changes the color to blue. You can also change it to red by typing 0 capital C, and I'll show you another example. And basically this prompts the user for a phone number or email and the password to their Facebook, and it creates a log file which you can then view. So now I will show you another example. Now this one is for Gmail, and then you can obviously change this to Outlook or whatever the case may be, whatever password you're looking for. So in this example I used Gmail instead of Facebook. This one's coded a little bit different. It's made it to look like a critical error, and again you can run these pop-ups over and over and over again until the target eventually gets fed up and just enters their password to get rid of the pop-up, because if they don't, it will stay up. If they enter their password, it will go away. Alright, so again, please use the pause buttons, and these are just quotation marks. Okay, so now I showed you two examples. And then for the Outlook, now you want to save it as a .bat file. You can name it whatever you want, fatal error, or Outlook, or whatever the case may be, Facebook error pop-up, but it has to be .bat. Here is the Outlook one I created to try to get their Outlook email, which is important to Windows, and their Outlook password. So those are a few samples of the tech or the code needed to create these pop-ups. So go ahead and create that. I suggest coding it on Windows, taking a USB stick and moving it to Kali Linux if that's possible for you. If not, just go ahead and code it on Kali Linux. Alright, so again, another thing I want to mention before I launch this attack, I place it inside of my Apache folder. That way it can be delivered on line. So you can see it's in the computer /var, then /ww, then HTML. Then I created these folders here. But everything inside the HTML folder is inside of your Apache server, and that can be reached online. Now this is not necessary for the attack, but this is a way that you could deliver the payload another way. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out because we don't need this anymore. Make sure our Meterpreter session is good. Okay, and you can see that we are on the target box of the Windows XP. I named it target. And our Meterpreter shell is live. So the first thing we want to do is upload that file. I shouldn't have closed the files. So I'll show you how to do that. And we're going to upload it to the C drive. You can upload it wherever you want, but if you just hit upload, it will upload it to the desktop, and then it will be noticed by the target, and that is not what you want. So you want to put it in the C drive somewhere where you can remain undetected, and not just have this random file pop up on their desktop, because that's the stock location for the uploading of files on Kali Linux or Metasploit. Alright, so it's in post. So this is my Apache server. As you can see, I have lots of payloads and websites here and stuff like that, and you can host all of that stuff. And if you check out my other videos, I show you how to do that. Alright, so we need to type upload space, then we'll do the Outlook, and then you could use the Gmail or whatever the one you ever want. I showed you different examples of the code. Then you need to hit /C double dot. let's /. Okay, so like this, I'm sorry. So drag the folder down, type upload, drag the folder down, and then type C /. That's not called double dot, but that's what I call it. Okay, so it uploaded. I'm just going to confirm that it uploaded on the box real quick. Okay, and I do see the file inside of my C drive. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm going to close the files. So now that's going to be hidden. Now you could type whatever file path you want, but this is just going to be the easiest for people that don't understand how to type file paths on Windows. So again, I typed upload, drag the file into it, and then typed C // Now you want to type in shell and type in cd C // So this is go into the C drive with the command prompt, and then hit dir to list the contents of that. And we see our Outlook file, so we know it's been uploaded to the target. What you want to do is hit start, and then make sure you type exactly how you name the file, and then type Outlook and hit enter. Now what this has just done is created the pop-up on the Windows machine. So we're going to stop right here. I'm going to background this real quick and just do a screenshot to show you what the pop-up looks like. Now again, you don't want to do all of this. You want to do this all in one motion, but I'm just showing you what the pop-up looks like real quick. Okay, so you can see it says fatal error. Please enter your Outlook email, and then whatever you code is what it will say. I showed you different ways that if you want to get Gmail or Facebook, whatever the case may be. I just chose Outlook because it's the most realistic for an error to pop up, but for people that don't really understand computers, they might just accept it and move on. Again, you could keep running the attack over and over again until they just get tired of it, enter it to make it go away, and as soon as they enter their password, it goes away. So that is what the error looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into the shell, change directory back to the C drive, and now I'm going to fill out the test or the pop-up right now. So I'm going to write test at outlook.com, and then it's asking me for a password, and I'm just going to type test password, and the program disappears. So now that I have done that, you would look in the file. So all you have to do is hit dir, and you see that we have created a new file, a log text file. So that was created by our batch file. So what it did was log the information that was placed inside of the prompt boxes. And again, we will get into more programming videos and stuff like that. because programming is a very important part of hacking and becoming a real hacker. So this is just a simple batch script, and we'll get into more advanced stuff later. So now to see the text log, all we need to do is hit type, and this is all inside of the shell. You could do this inside of the Meterpreter shell itself, but the commands would be slightly different. I'm doing this directly in the command prompt. This is all Windows command prompt code or commands, and I'm doing it directly on the command prompt on the target device. So now that will let us view the contents, and we can see that it says test@outlook.com and test password, which is exactly what I wrote inside of the file. And as you can see, that log text file wasn't there when we originally went there. That was created by the batch file. As you can see here, we listed the contents. There's no log file. There's only the Outlook file that we uploaded, and that's it. So again, you can do the pop-up for Facebook, Gmail, whatever the case may be, but you do need a Meterpreter shell. Now you can watch any of my other videos and to see how you can get Meterpreter shells on different types of devices. This works specifically for Windows. There's exploits that you can use, which you don't need a payload. The Metasploit has browser exploits or just regular exploits, and then of course you can create a payload with a multitude of tools to get a Meterpreter shell. So anything that works with Metasploit, you'll be able to do this. So again, we just uploaded the file that we created, the fake pop-up, directed ourselves with the shell to the C drive where we uploaded the file. So you have to direct yourself to where you uploaded the file, so you have to remember where you uploaded it, but you can simply look back. Listed the contents, so we confirmed our upload was successful. Then I launched the payload on the client, so that was the client-side attack part. Filled out the password, and then we got the password and the information entered in the text. And again, the log file won't be created until they enter the password, so that's how you know if the attack was successful or not, and if you should keep running it or not. So that is how you create a malicious password grabbing pop-up on Windows via Meterpreter shell. So we'll get into a little bit more programming videos and doing stuff with little scripts and stuff like that, and then we'll get into actually coding tools and things of that nature. So hopefully you found the video informative. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe for more content like this. If you want to help the channel grow and help the community grow, stay tuned with the videos. Share this stuff with your friends, share it on social media, get your friends involved. And as always, just have fun, stay safe, and keep hacking.